I want to do a quick look back video on zero product theorem and what we do once things are factorized. I talked very briefly about factorization. If factorization is a problem for you, it's something that you have to focus on and work at. But what happens once something's factorized? Let's take a look at this problem. Ooh, yellow, let's do black. X squared plus 1 parentheses 3x minus 2 equals 0. So the whole point here of having this in factored form, and let's just take a quick look at it outside of factored form. So that would be 3x cubed plus 3x minus 2x squared minus 2 equals 0. This equation is going to be very difficult to solve just by kind of looking at it. And it's certainly not solvable by trying to separate the x terms and the numeric terms, because you have three different kinds of x terms that cannot be combined. So we factor. If we get to the factored place, this is the place where the zero product theorem comes in. Logically, if a times b equals 0, then a is 0 or b is 0. That's a deduction we can make based on what we know about multiplication and 0. So here I can write two separate equations, x squared plus 1 equals 0 or 3x minus 2 equals 0. So this one has no real solutions. And you're welcome to pursue it a little bit further in terms of isolating x to see that. And this one is going to be 3x equals 2, so x equals 2/3. So the answer to this equation turns out to be only one real solution, which is x equals 2/3. So in a factorization problem like 4x squared minus 5x, let's see, minus 6, right? What we do is we factor it. I made this a little challenging for me to do on the fly, but let's see. 2 get the 5, 2 times 2 times 3, no, 1 times 4 times 6 and 8 and 3. That's it. Okay, so 4x and x, and then I want to multiply by 2 and 3. That's going to make 8x and 3x, and I want the 8x to be negative because I want to have negative 5x. Okay, so I've solved this. Now I can separate it out into two parts, 4x plus 3. And I like to use the arrows just as a reminder and a kind of a guideline for me to say, yes, I have two separate solutions. Not necessary. So x is 2 is one answer, and then x equals negative 3/4 is the other answer. So we start from here, we factor, and then we separate, and we get multiple solutions sometimes. As you saw with the previous problem, some branches don't provide solutions. So that's going to happen with trigonometry because you're going to have expressions that can be factored, and then you can break the parts up into smaller sentences that can be solved more easily. So that's what's coming next. Let's take a look.